So there's a problem, as we have heard from Mr. Diego. There's a huge stereotype that has been shadowing our country, and that's the Mexican stereotype, which is really has a really bad blood when it comes to violence. We're lazy workers, tacos, and burros. As you can see, we have our fellas right there. And so now who can help us, right? I mean, we Mexicans always like to blame it on somebody else, and we always like to have like a leader, a superhero to come and save us. But that's not the case. I know that everybody here, including ourselves, we want to change that stereotype. So we see that going on right now. I mean, we have the two trending emerging markets, the mist and the BRICS. And now the MIS have slowly but surely have made their way up. I mean, of course, this is not a full representation of the economic specter, but at least we can see that trend going up.
The MIS are composed of Mexico, Indonesia, Turkey, and South Korea.
So on top of the MIS, Mexico accounts to $1.5 trillion compared to Indonesia, South Korea, and Turkey. It's also 57% times easier to make business on MIS than on BRICS right now. And we caught the world by surprise, as you can see. And of course, as Mexicans, we're feeling great about this.
And so basically, as Mr. Cosio has said, Mexico and Mexicans are becoming more entrepreneurial. As you can see, there's been a lot of press and media releases about how Mexico is going to be a land of startups and entrepreneurs. And so what does this mean? That means that we Mexicans are innate entrepreneurs. And all of that, as you can see, has been growing around the years. Like right now, there's statistics that show that there's around 35,000 small businesses created each month, according to the National Institute of Entrepreneurship on the whole nation. So what does this summarize on? We think that this quote really gets all together, and it's from José Ramón Torres Solís, which is from UNAM. He basically says that that business, being an entrepreneur is a business that it's strictly related to the Mexican idiosyncrasy of becoming your own boss. And so the Mexican ecosystem right now is composed of various players. It has investors, it has accelerators, it has academic institutions, and governments playing in it.
So there's a problem though, and that's disconnection. As you can see right here, that's what we're trying to point out. The different role players that have an impact, but they're disconnected.
And so we see that it's like an atomized and like a fragmented ecosystem overall.
And this is our proposal, which is a platform of communication and collaboration. That's EmprenDF. You may ask yourself why, and that is because we believe in creating an entrepreneurial spirit in order to tighten our communities.
And so basically we want to create a little bit more of an active Mexican entrepreneurial activity, and when we thought about how doing it, we came up with 3 key words. And we thought that connecting and informing and inspiring, and I'll develop more on that in the next slide. So what do we mean by connect? It's not in the traditional way of being connected. We try to create this common goals within all the organizations, so there's a directional effort to get it to where everybody wants to get this Mexican ecosystem. As number 2, we want to inform, and this is a tricky one because it's not the typical classical media and press release information that you see about just getting publicity. We want to objectively show the innovative and Mexican initiatives that are happening on the country, and we want to create some follow-up on those stories to avoid people from forgetting these stories, which sometimes happens. And finally, we want to inspire. Basically, inspire action more than anything else. Like, as they say, motivate, sacar el fuá. And so, I'm going to skip this.
So what have we achieved? In a little over a month, and with only 18 articles, we have gotten to 545 unique visitors. And I would also like to point out the pie chart. We have had a customer retention of almost 40%, and we started with only 20% like 2 weeks ago. So that's a substantial increase. And this is our presence online, over 300 likes on Facebook, and on average reach of 350 persons per post.
And so, open to everybody, we created an open platform that we're implementing right now. This is based on the Huffington Post model. For those of you that don't know what the Huffington Post model is, it's basically we allow users to submit their own publications and for them to put out whatever they think it's relevant to our vision. Right now we are curating this material by ourselves, but we're implementing more like so users can make their own profiles with this one. And basically, any opportunities for anybody interested is we're looking for writers. We want to expand our team. We're looking for capital to obviously like get this thing going faster. And where do we see EmprenDF in a couple of months? We see it growing. We see it as a key player in connecting all these different players in the Mexican ecosystem. We want to see more success stories because of all this like exposure to this Mexican initiatives, and we want to change the mindset of the Mexicans of not being as active and being more proactive about what they do. So, any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Obviously, congratulations, a great idea. Do you think you run the risk of, when you call it EmprenDF and thinking very Chilango, are you limiting yourself? Could you be alienating some Mexicans from other places of our country?
Right.
I'm talking branding of the...
I think that the thing was that it started with a bunch of Mexican students of Mexico City.
Okay.
But we have had like a lot of interaction with also people from Monterrey and other cities. But we would like to start from Mexico City especially. And yeah, we would like to diversify, but that would be like in the near future.
The thing is that we allowed this brand we use this like DF, so we could change it to even like Guadalajara, like KDJ or Monterrey. So we could create like chapters within the country. We're trying to look into that. So yeah, that's where we got it for.
Maybe I missed this, but do you have any sort of moderation when it comes down to people that submit these articles that you send?
Yeah. So basically, we do not allow personal promotion. This is not a platform that allows you to just, because you're doing a really innovative stuff, because we want to create objectivity and not any bias to the articles. We wanted to make it like if it was like a third person. We also like don't allow like plagiarism. You cannot just, and you have to give like good stats. Like we contact the people and we talk to them to get to know what they're trying to publish at the moment.
But
so that's why we curate it.
Do you plan to go through every single submission, or do you plan to have the users vote themselves?
I feel at the beginning we need to curate the content because we're trying to get the vision aligned to what's being published. But I feel that later on it could even be curated within the same community. But that's what we're trying to get to. So at the moment I really don't have like a concrete answer for that. Any other questions?
Voy a hacer la pregunta en español porque me parece que somos mexicanos. No sé si una persona que no habla español en este lugar y no entiendo la explicación de que estoy hablando español. ¿Qué diferencia esto de hacer un estrategia de comunicación con el Consejo Mexicano de Hombres de Negocios, con Expansión, con revistas que están trabajando ya actualmente, que tienen como las plataformas hechas, con contactos que tienen un perfil público mucho más elevado que empezar de cero desde un blog?
Yo creo que...
¿Puedo rápido nomás? Para contestar esta pregunta de por qué lo estamos haciendo en inglés. Sí. Entiendo que puede ser un poco raro en este grupo, pero parte del objetivo del Lab de Ideas es cambiar la imagen de México, no solamente lo que pensamos nosotros, de nosotros mismos, sino en el exterior. Y el español, hacerlo en español nos encasilla automáticamente. Entonces, bueno, el esfuerzo que estamos haciendo, digamos, puede tener un impacto muy importante. Yo sé que ahorita es un poco raro, pero lo vamos a agradecer a la larga.
Además está haciendo live stream, ¿no?
Además está decir, this is being watched all
You
over
never
the
know.
world.
So to answer that question, yes, there are other magazines that have this like big public profiles and stuff like that. But something that why we validated this project is we talked to entrepreneurs within the Mexican ecosystem, and we found that most of these entrepreneurs actually see there's kind of what they call a virus going on in Mexico. It's called the mediapreneurs. That people are not actually just innovating for the sense of creating something new, something that will revolutionize, disrupt. They make it more for the publicity, and we want to not be that type of like. We don't want that type of exposure. We don't want to just make it just because it looks fancy and it's like a trendy thing to do at the moment. So that's why we're doing it through a blog. I mean, it still has a lot of room to like evolve. We're just starting it, so that's why if anybody is interested, we're open to new ideas into how we can like get this project going in a wider scale.
Are you guys working already with 500 startups and Waira and
Yeah.
all those?
Yeah, we're already creating like alliances, so there's an easier way of communication with them. So we know more about their undertakings, and we can like be exposing about that, about like the portfolio like companies, especially because sometimes all of this portfolio companies, maybe people hear once or twice about it, but there's no like follow up about progress, and we want to create a hype around these things that are being done.
Good.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much.